Why are managers and supervisors the most resistant group? Have a think about it. Well, the way I think about it is that they are incredibly busy. They are responsible, I guess, ultimately, for delivering whatever it is their department, their function does. So these are incredibly busy people, and yet to manage a people-dependent change, we're going to ask them to do some extra stuff to make the change land. And as we know from Prosci, at the highest level, we're asking them to do 5 things. Communicate, liaise, advocate, resistance management and coach. Communicate about what's happening, when it's happening, why it's happening. Liaise between their people and the project and the other way around, what's good, what's bad, etc. So a two-way conversation. Advocate the change, say that it's good, show how it's going to help. Resistance manage, they are closest to the people that work for them, and therefore in the best position to manage resistance as it emerges, which it will. And coach, their job is to coach their people into how to operationalise the people-dependent change. So they have these 5 roles. And so you're asking them to do extra work. Now there's an example I know about which is in a hospital. So the operating room manager in charge of several operating rooms got an email from the CIO one day and said, use this new technology. What was the problem with that? Well, there's a few problems. Number one, they said, well, what's a CIO? I manage the operating rooms. I don't know what a CIO is. Who is this person? Number 2, what is this they're emailing me about? I've never heard about it. And the third question was, how does this help us do our job in the operating room? I'm busy already, I have all these responsibilities, I have a budget, we take care of sick people, there's doctors, anaesthetists, nurses, porters, all the staff to do that. Huge operation, and now you're asking me to do 5 new things to land this change. Why should I? And so when I think about why a manager and a supervisor will resist a change, that's the example that I always have in my head. And so, how do we fix that? Well, a manager and supervisor shouldn't be surprised by a change. They should be mandated and supported to undertake those 5 roles by their leader, by a person who's part of the sponsor coalition. So we'll come back to the criticality of sponsorship again. So that's number 1. Messages should come from that lead, not from a CIO if they're not in their business area, they're not their business leader, and the mandate and support to undertake those activities has to come from their business leader. And part of that is the manager knowing how this new thing, this new way of working is going to help them in their day-to-day job. In this example, how is it going to help me manage the operating room better? What's in it for me to do so? And so this talks to a key concept that a manager is an employee first and a manager second. So the manager has to go through their own ADKAR process first before they can successfully help their people go through their own ADKAR processes. And so often we see managers and supervisors being ignored. This is being deployed next week, live with it. That's not enough. We need those managers and supervisors to undertake their 5 critical roles, but they can only know to do that if they've been mandated and supported to do so by their leaders. They've gone through their own ADKAR journey so that they can help their people go through their individual ADKAR journeys. That's why managers and supervisors are the most resistant group, because often that doesn't happen, but when it does, they can be one of your most powerful allies in a people-dependent change programme.